spotlight on DreamFolks. The shares have been falling for the last couple of days, and what is this actually the reason behind this? Yesterday there were some articles that came in, newspaper articles, that seems like some of the major Indian banks and some of their clients, like ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, MasterCard, were looking to move away from that. After that, the company gave a clarification of not losing any clients, and they said that their negotiations were always a part of the business and on as a process, an ongoing business process. But to talk to us more about this and help us understand this, we have Liberatha, who's the chairperson and MD at DreamFolks Services, joining in with us on the phone line. Liberatha, good morning. Thank you so much for joining in with us. Like I was mentioning, these reports that came in yesterday, right? And they said that these concerns that came in from some of these banks were mainly because of the disruption in services that were seen. One, are there any concerns coming in on that front? Are you in negotiations or any terms and renegotiations with any of these companies as of now?
Good morning. So first I'd answer to your point on disruption which happened, right? So I think that disruption, what we are talking about, was last year, and that was a technical. So it was more of the, so if you have seen that, we have this EDC machines wherein we actually have the process of checking on the eligibility of the card. So there was a downtime, and that was one of the reasons that, why. And we have also clarified and given the reasoning at that time. So if you have also seen that, even after that, I think all the clients are still with us. And the reason is because it's been a long-standing relationship, what we have with all the banks. They all understand that what is the value we bring to them. And second, most importantly, is that we are deeply integrated with all our clients, all our banking clients. And in terms of our contracting, if you have to see the process the way it is, that, we have our main contract, which is 5 years. However, our commercials are annually, it's on the annual basis. So, yes, there are negotiations on the commercials on the annual basis. It's an ongoing process.
Okay, so you are saying right now your negotiations are on commercial basis, what you all are talking about. Is there any contract that is ending in the recent time or during this year that you are negotiating as well with any of the banks?
No. So all our contracts are in place, and all the programs are ongoing. So there is no such thing going on right now.
Okay. So there's no change in terms of contract as of now. None of your contracts are ending during this year, the 3 to 5 year time period, right?
No. And this is the business as usual, So it's a common thing in a business where, your contracts are under renewal. There will be RFPs coming in. The negotiations are on. So it's ongoing, and it's a business thing. So there is nothing change in the business structure.
Liberatha, good morning. Thank you for joining in. So you're going on record to say that there has not been a single order contract cancellation, right, from none of your existing clients?
Yes. I mean, we have not received any such information from any of our clients that, they do not want to work with us. So, yes.
And any new negotiations to onboard newer clients?
Yes, there are a lot of new clients which have been onboarded. If you see that, in our last earning calls also, we clearly mentioned about not just the banking, but we also have onboarded almost nearly 30 enterprise clients with us. And not only in terms of the lounges or the travel. If you actually look at it, that, we have just announced our 2 big new services, which is our social club and coffee in the mall. So the reason of also adding all these new services is because we see a high demand coming in from our existing clients, because they also want something, a differential service for their card holders. So this is where the DreamFolks is actually building better technology, new services coming in. So I would say that, our relationship and the way the business is actually in a very positive and a growing stage.
Liberatha, just circling back, I want to understand in terms of commercial side of the negotiation that goes on. Currently, what is it in terms of pricing? Are we expecting higher pricing? What are the negotiations going on, and when is it likely to be closed by as well?
So as I told you that, see, most of our contracts, the way it is either January to December or it is April to March, and most of them are actually closed. So it's an ongoing thing. So it's nothing different. And the way the price escalation happens is it depends on the, inflation there in the
Right.
market. Basis that the pricing is, the price escalation also happens. So there
Okay.
is nothing different which is going to happen this year.
Okay. And Liberatha, you stick to the 20% CAGR growth that you've spoken about in the past as well for FY26 and onwards?
Yes. So the thing is that, as we also mentioned to you that, we are also getting into a newer industry sector in terms of the clients onboarding, which is the enterprises, and also the new services. So, yes, as we mentioned that, in next 3 to 4 years, you will also actually see, the new services also giving us, I would say that a good percentage coming on our top line from these services. And yes, we stand by what we have committed earlier.
Okay, so that is the non-lounge services, right? Which you're looking to further grow over the next few years as well. And how much would that portion be? I think somewhere around FY24-25, it was around 7 to 10%, somewhere in that range.
Yes,
What would it be in the next couple of years?
So next couple of years, I would say that, in next 4 to 5 years, what we see is that it's actually going to be around 50%.
Okay.
Liberatha, since you had mentioned for the lounge services as well, you plan to grow or you want to have that business as a significant contributor to your top line over the next few years. Where does that stand? You stick to that earlier guidance as well that you had mentioned in your earnings call?
Yes, we stick to the same, and it's not, because lounges are not just for India. If you actually look at it, that we all also expanded our network into 100 plus countries, and the focus is, when we talk about the lounge business, yes, it is not just limiting to India, but yes, it is a global market what we are talking about.
Liberatha, there is a lot of talk about competition as well, right? Large conglomerates are also looking to enter into this business. What would be the possible impact on your business going forward?
So I would say the competition is not now. It's been there from the time we started this business, and when large companies also saw opportunity into this area. I do not want to name them, but there were a lot of large tech players also who wanted to enter into this space. But I think that is a differentiator what DreamFolks brings into the market, and the value what our clients have been seeing with us. And I think that is the trust and confidence what they have always shown and are trying to be with us. So I would just want to say that it's not that competition is coming in now, but there has been, this has been always there, and this is nothing new for DreamFolks.
Absolutely. And just the last question from my side, at least, realization guidance is what I want to understand, right? I believe it is somewhere around 1,200 per customer who's there, who enters the lounge services. Does that stay intact? Where do we expect that moving now?
As I told you that, that of course would change because as the inflation is growing, right, and it impacts the inflation. So, yes, there are changes, but I would not be able to give you the exact figure that what it is. But I think once we actually announce our report, and you should actually look at our quarterly report because we are very confident the way the business is shaping up now.
One final question from my end as well, Liberatha. You mentioned you're sticking to your revenue growth guidance as well. What about margins? Because they had narrowed in the fourth quarter. We ended the fourth quarter with 6.5%, 6.3%. Do you get back to 8%, 9% levels anytime soon, say in the next couple of years?
So I just wanted to correct you there because that is not the margin what you're talking about. That's the EBITDA. So the margins were between 11 to 12 to 13% what we have guided, and I would stick to the same guidance and we'll try and maintain the same margins.
All right, Liberatha, thank you so much for sparing time and joining us with those important clarifications there on those news reports. And the stock too has recovered significantly from the lows of the day and has moved into the green now, as the management has clarified that there has been no contract cancellations from any of their existing clients. They've stuck to their guidance as well, all their contracts in place. And the street likes what Liberatha
I'm just Sudarshan is also mentioning it's 8% recovery from the lows, right? So good recovery from the day's lowest point is what we're seeing. But on that note, we're going to actually slip into a very short break. When we return, we'll discuss market technicals with Saumil Mehta of Mirae Asset Sharekhan and also discuss the trading bets.